this countdown. I've had enough. We're already behind here. It's
short.
Yeah, got the domestic issues here. They came out to put a propane tank in for my fireplace and didn't work because something blah 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 code something blah.
It's okay. I know how that is. I know how that is. I got terrible neighbors, inconsiderate people all around me. It's the worst.
And to be honest, it was like, you know what? Like, I was talking to the guy and he's like, look, bro, you don't need this. Like, you don't need it. Don't worry about it. And I was like, all right, I'll trust you.
You don't need, it's winter. What do you need a propane tank for?
Well, like we have electric heat. So the last place we had it, we had gas heat and it was crazy. We have electric heat here and the heat works pretty well. So like he was saying, like, man, if you put this thing in and turn it on, all it's going to do is suck the heat right out of the whole house. I'm like, all right, there you go then. Take it back. So they rolled up with like 100-gallon propane tank. But he was a big hot pepper fan, so I got hot peppers. I gave him some hot peppers, and they were like, man, they were all cool. So that was pretty good. Harris Comfort is the name in Bristol, if you're interested.
That's good.
Look, I think yesterday, I don't know who's watching right now, but I think we had the Liverpool game pegged perfectly. Although
literally we called it exactly how it happened.
Liverpool scored in the 85th and the 90 plus 8. They were just trying to play until Liverpool scored 4 goals basically, and it didn't work. Napoli had the ball in the net in the 53rd minute. If that scores, they probably win that game or draw. But that was probably exactly how it was going to go. Rangers, Ajax. I loved Ajax in that game. I liked Barcelona -1.5. I had a bunch of parlays yesterday.
Man, I was so close to saying 4-2 final score in that game, and I went with the 4-1.
That's right.
I can't believe it, man. I was so close. I was like, is it going to be 4-2? Because they scored 1 on the road last time, maybe 2 at home this time, and I went with 4-1. And it's disappointing to see something that close.
How about Atletico Madrid, man? They're knocked out of Europe completely because Leverkusen now finished tied, an exact goal difference. But Leverkusen, I think, gets it because
didn't they have the head-to-head over Atletico?
Leverkusen 2-2 and 2-0. Yes. So Atletico Madrid gets knocked out of Europe.
They suck, man. Porto scored like 2 early goals. I had the over in that game, and I was so pissed off because like it was 2-0 in the first 20 minutes. I said, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna get this over," and then I'm sitting there, and we're getting like to the 90th minute. I'm like, have some effing pride, Atletico Madrid. You can't even score a goal for me. Sure enough, I think they scored on the corner in like the last play, but
yeah. And then Tottenham, obviously,
another 90th minute
90 plus 5. They just kept playing. Once again, they kept playing until they went through. Frankfurt was winning the group the whole time, but they got the 2 goals 10 minutes apart. So Frankfurt goes through. That group was pretty good. Look. The show is called "We're the Soccer Betting Geniuses." Like, I know this. We know ball is the description. I know this game, man. I know this game. Everything we talked about yesterday was everything that happened.
Pretty much,
and Ajax goes through as the Rangers. This Rangers team goes down as. It might go down as the worst team in the history of the Champions League.
0-6. What was their goal differential?
-20.
What's funny is Maccabi Haifa almost had their -18, but they have a win.
Yeah, the record is they have right now. It's the worst performance ever because I think Pilsen finished with -19. Yes. So Pilsen and Rangers, 2 of the worst performances ever in the history, but Rangers gets them beat. Barcelona not far behind there, 0 goal difference in that group. Barcelona lost it when they lost to Inter. But yeah, look, you got Bayer Leverkusen going through. Hopefully, United draw them, and not or Ajax. That would be. I'm 100% sure we're getting Ajax, and then that Ajax guy on Twitter is going to be all fired up for that.
What you think? Wait, Man United's going to get Ajax in the next round?
Well, unless Manchester United wins tomorrow 2-0, which happen.
It really is. It's gonna really say something's fishy if Man United gets paired with the team they're rating every player for. So,
and guess what? We're going back in January for more. So, we'll take their players right before that thing. Yeah, and then I don't know. I think we'll be all right. In these games. So we're going to kind of look at these games today. And I got to give Joe Wiz a game today, and I just don't know where to go here. I probably tell him the Celtic team stinks. I'd probably tell him -1.5 for Real Madrid right now. That's probably my play. This is so that we'll go through these. The first two games: Real Madrid, Celtic, Shakhtar, and Leipzig. Leipzig. Can Shakhtar catch them?
What is the group at?
Shakhtar.
What do we got?
Shakhtar beat Leipzig 4-1. So, yes, if Shakhtar wins today, Shakhtar would jump ahead of Leipzig. And Shakhtar's at home, and they're plus 360 in that game. RB Leipzig is -136, and Shakhtar beat Leipzig 4-1.
Yeah, I know somebody on the +1 for Shakhtar today.
Really?
Yeah, someone's taking that. Another handicapper I know is taking the Shakhtar +1.
No, that doesn't really help them.
Yeah, I don't know what to make. I get it makes sense because Shakhtar is obviously going to try, and even if they lose by 1, you get the push, and they
65 though. It's heavy juice on that.
They have to play for the win today. Like Celtic can't catch them. The only thing they're playing for is, as you said, to catch Leipzig and.
All they got to do is win the game outright. Yeah. Like they don't have to win 7-0 like Liverpool. They just have to win the game. 1-0 does it.
But they have to win it too. That's the thing.
It's interesting because the pick line is plus 250. If you don't think Shakhtar is going to win at plus 360. Let's see if everybody clears out.
Even, I guess, Real Madrid needs a win here because on the chance Leipzig, they've actually been playing pretty well lately, especially in the Champions League. They're kind of upping their game now, which makes sense. They have good players. I don't know why they've been so bad in the German league, but if they win today and Real Madrid, just doesn't come to play and draws, Real Madrid is in the second seed. So they actually do have something to play.
They're going to win.
They should win.
This is to me. I mean, you saw how bad the league is, the Scottish league, and Celtic is better than Rangers. So I'm not going to go that, but I know this is Real Madrid now and not Ajax against Celtic. Yeah. I like Real Madrid here.
They should throttle them.
Yes. I don't even know who's playing for Real Madrid.
I'm sure we can find that out. It's bad, though, that stupid daylight savings. Now we can't see the lineups before the matches start. It's at 1:45.
This might be the last time they ever do daylight savings. So
in Europe or over here? Are we dropping it?
Yeah, we might be next year.
Oh, okay. I know. I think we follow you guys. We follow the American way. We don't do the European way because I know we didn't turn our clocks back yet, and I'm sure you guys haven't either.
Yeah, we do this weekend.
Yes. Same probably.
Real Madrid. I'm trying to find this. I can't figure out the. hell is it? Total goals. It's usually right here.
Yeah, Benzema's out, and Tushmeni. I really don't know how to say his name, but I'm going to just call him Tushmeni.
Yeah, Tushmeni. Real Madrid 2.5 goals is -112. Look, they're at home. There's no way. I don't actually love the 2.5. I think they should score 2.5, even without Benzema. But 2-0 does the job. So 1-0 does the job. But I think they'll probably, 2-0 is probably, what they're looking at. So Real Madrid.
So if you're gonna, I was gonna say, if you're gonna take the -2.5, even the team total for Real Madrid over 2.5 is -120. I thought maybe you get some better value there, but that's just disappointing.
Yeah, they're gonna annihilate them.
If you think 4 goals, though, you can get over 3.5 team total at +225. So I don't know. Is this one of those 6-0 Real Madrid spots? The thing is, what if they pull a Napoli, score 2 goals right away, and then take their foot off the gas?
I think, the Juventus PSG, and we'll get to those. We'll just go down the line because your team is next, AC Milan.
Ooh, my team. Love my team.
Right, AC Milan, Red Bull Salzburg, -215. And remember, Milan needs to win. I mean, it's head-to-head. If Salzburg wins, Salzburg goes through. So Zagreb, it's interesting because Chelsea's not playing anybody today. And I saw Zakaria is going to play after being on, I don't even know where he's been, on a deserted island for the last, few months. But, if Zagreb's out, once again, I think we talked about it, because they can't, even if they get to 7 points, Milan or Salzburg would get to 8 or more. So AC Milan and Salzburg head-to-head for that group, and Milan here is pretty much favored. What do you? I don't want you to tell me who you'd bet, but what do you think? What do you think about this game?
It's AC Milan lost on the weekend to Torino, and they were resting guys like Giroud and Leo. I'm telling you, this is one of those spots where they lost that game because all eyes were on this one. And when their back's against the wall, they usually show up to play. So if they won 4-0 today, it wouldn't shock me at all.
Sportsmall picks 1-1.
Yeah, because what they drew last time in Austria, where Salzburg plays much better, and where AC Milan didn't really care because it was only the second or the first match day, so they were just still feeling out the waters. Yeah, they're probably going to win today, but I'm biased, so you can't.
Yeah, I like the game. I think they win. I don't know about. I'm laying -1.5 per se, but -1 is -127. So even if they win by a goal, you don't even. You basically got to lay goal and a half to get any value here, +138. It's not my favorite game of the day, but we could come back to it.
I don't like this Leipzig team. I've said it a million times, and or not Leipzig, sorry. It's all the Red Bulls. Salzburg. I don't like this Salzburg team, man. I don't think they're that good. I know they somehow, managed to get by the head-to-head with Dynamo Zagreb, but, they had a goal disallowed for Zagreb late in that one. Really, they were pretty even, I would say. And I just think Salzburg, I look at them in their league. Okay, they're dominating the league. But again, they're getting most of their points by beating up on bad teams 4-0, 6-0. When they play the real teams like Lasklands and Sturm Graz, they struggle. I don't like them as a team. I don't think they're that good.
Chelsea, Zagreb, I have no interest in this game. Zagreb can't get to the thing. I guess in theory they could get to the
Europa League.
They could get to the Europa League, and if Salzburg wins. And Chelsea's not playing anybody. I mean, if I bet this game, I maybe take a chance on Zagreb at +800, considering they've already beaten Chelsea once here.
Yeah, and if Chelsea's playing nobody, this could be one where AC Milan is probably going to beat Salzburg. So they're in a great position if they get the win. They beat Salzburg out on points.
Yeah, predicted 11s. Let's see what they say. Mendy, Azpilicueta, Chalobah, Cucurella, Loftus-Cheek, Jorginho, Zakaria, Chilwell, Ziyech, Pulisic, and Broja.
Pulisic isn't starting. Come on.
That team stinks.
Let's get that guy right out of there. First of all, they don't like him. They're not starting him. He'll be lucky if he comes on in the 60th minute.
9th in the Premier League, by the way.
Man, that starting lineup all year?
I'll tell you what. I've said this. Chelsea had Roman Abramovich, and they won the Champions League in 2021. They've won 2, in the last, they won 2 in the decade, and they won 2012. They won a lot of trophies and all this stuff. Their squad stinks. All I hear about is, the Chelsea, okay. Their squad stinks. Like these guys stink, man. None of these guys are any good. That guy Cucurella, they paid $50 million for. He stinks. He's a Brighton. He should have stayed at Brighton. I mean, he shouldn't because he's going to get, he's making a lot of money here. But these guys aren't any good. That team is terrible. You know what? If that's the lineup they put out, I might take a chance and throw $20 on Zagreb, considering, once again, they've already beaten them. This Chelsea team isn't any good.
It loves me some Zagreb.
They shouldn't be minus 315. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You got to throw down, minus 315. When you look at this Asian handicap, you got to throw. They're moving these lines around all over. They're moving this stuff now. Asian lines is down now. Chelsea minus 1.5 at minus 105. You're laying 2 goals with this team.
But, especially like in a meaningless match, there's no way they cannot finish in the number 1 seed. Like there is an outcome that could happen today.
That, Zagreb, Zagreb actually has something to play for at plus 800. I think I will throw a couple dollars on Zagreb here. I'm not going to throw $100 because, it's Dynamo Zagreb. But
Zagreb on the road, but
still, $20 pays $160, so it's not bad.
I've seen them do some crazy things. I remember like a few years ago, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, there was a time they were in a Champions League group with Shakhtar Donetsk, and literally like they needed to win the match, and they went down 3-0, and they scored 3 goals in the last 10 minutes of the match. It was like 80 to 90th minute, tied 3-3. I couldn't believe it because I think I was on Shakhtar that game, but. Man, I don't know. I just love this Dynamo Zagreb team. They score a ton of goals. And what do we say about teams that score a ton of goals?
They win.
They always give themselves a chance.
That's right.
Right? The Premier League, look at Fulham. Man, they're going to stay up. Why? Because they score goals.
It's interesting. The next game is this Copenhagen-Dortmund game. And talk about scoring goals and not scoring goals. Copenhagen has 2 draws at home this year against Sevilla and Manchester City, the other 2 teams in the group. And they have, I don't know who's going to play for this. I think this Dortmund team is talented. But, I don't know. They got some players out: Royce, Guerrero, Haller, Munir, Daoud. But they do have some players that are talented here. I don't know. I originally thought I liked Dortmund in this game, but I'm not sure at minus 148. I want to trust Dortmund in that spot because once again Dortmund really doesn't need the game. They're already through because they beat Sevilla, right? They beat Sevilla twice.
No, I think they tied one with them, but they destroyed them that other one because that was what fired Sevilla's manager. They lost 4-0, and then they fired the manager, and then the next game Sevilla came away with the draw in Germany.
Yeah. But so Sevilla, Dortmund's already through. So they don't need the game. I don't know. I just think they're better. But, now they think about it here, maybe I just say, I'm not betting this.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they brought many people to Denmark for this one. And, Copenhagen, as bad as they've been, and they don't score goals, they held Man City to a 0-0 draw at home, and they did the same with Sevilla. So, you know, they play very good defense at home. I don't know with a skeleton Dortmund lineup that I would want to take them on the road here, especially when it's a meaningless match for them.
Yeah, and I think when you start to look at these other games here down the list, Juventus, PSG, Haifa, and Benfica, and I don't even know City, Sevilla. That game doesn't really mean anything either.
I don't want to touch that one. I mean, technically, so if Sevilla won, there's no way they can catch Dortmund then. Okay.
But Sevilla could get into the Europa League, But the two here, Juventus, PSG, and Haifa, Benfica, I think, both of those teams have to win, and they both actually need to. I want to see what the tiebreaker is.
Yeah, it's an interesting group because I'm pretty sure the tiebreaker, at first it goes goal difference in head-to-head matches. So basically just head-to-head. Or it's something, is it like points? Points from head-to-head matches first, and then it goes goal
difference. It's head-to-head. But they tied both games.
So then it goes to normal goal differential, I think, which means even if PSG won 1-0 today, Benfica would have
goal to win differential by 5. Tie doesn't matter. Chances of the teams tied at points are going to be tied on goal differential. The third tiebreaker is goals scored in head-to-head games. It's the same. The next tiebreaker is goal differential in the group stage as a whole. So PSG right now is +8. Benfica is +4. So the problem is Benfica just watched PSG throw 7 past Haifa last week. And if Benfica goes and puts 5 or 6 past Haifa today, all of a sudden PSG's got to win that game by 2 goals. So I think Benfica, to me, of the 2 games, Benfica knows what they have to do here. They got to go there and they got to score a lot of goals.
Yeah, and 5 is the key number because, if PSG wins by just 1 goal, it's going to add on that extra goal, and they have to win by 5 just to tie the goal differential. So, Benfica really has to come and play. But they also have a chance because if Juventus steals a point from PSG, Benfica goes through with the win or the draw, or not even the draw, sorry, the win. So they have plenty to play for here. I don't think it's set in stone that PSG is going to just annihilate Juventus at home. I know Juventus is crap, but they've actually been scoring goals lately, which worries me.
Benfica won 2-0 the last time. It's interesting because when you look at these things, total goals by Benfica over 1.5 is -148. Over 2.5 is +225. Over 3.5 is +650. Over 4.5 is +1800. Can they do that? Over 3.5, over 2.5 looks like a good bet to me. Because once again, they have no chance unless they get to, if they don't score 4 goals, unless PSG obviously drops points. If Benfica has to score 4 goals just to be even in the discussion, then still, if PSG wins, they're out. They finish second. So, I think they're going to score some goals here. I think maybe PSG or Benfica over 2.5 at least is a pretty good play. Obviously, if Benfica sees PSG up 4-0 in the first half, they're probably going to throttle down. But it is what it is. Until they see that, maybe they'll do that. So.
Yeah, and I don't know. What's crazy to me is the fact that Benfica's a -143 in this match. That's a very interesting line.
They should be -180.
How can you give almost
I don't think they give them a lot of respect, to be honest.
They don't, and it's just, I don't know, maybe they're looking because, they only beat them 2-0 at home. But again, that was the first match day. Like, Benfica might have just not tried as hard in that one because, okay, we're at home here, first match day. We know we're going to get the 3 points. Then we have Juventus and PSG and Juventus coming up after this, right? Like, we don't want to just throw everything into Haifa. Got league matches to focus on. So I don't know. The match day 1-6 is a little weird for me because sometimes I think teams don't bring their best effort on that first match day.
Yeah, that's right.
Your buddy's got him 3-1 there, so sports mole.
Yeah, I think I like this. Over 2.5 goals for Benfica is plus money. I mean, and it's heavy. It's 225. Yeah. I just watched this team give 7 to PSG, and this Benfica team once again toe to toe with PSG. So I may do my little thing here where I go up to 4.5. Yeah. I'm not as confident it'll hit, but this to me over 2.5 might be my favorite play of the day at that price.
Well, they have to score. That's the other thing, right? It's like they know that they have the second place. So it's either like, why bother trying at all if you're not going to try for the first place? It's either you don't try in this match or you come to score 7 goals.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's perfectly said there. I think that's I think they just here's the table. They can't get caught. I think they go for it. And, if this team goes for it, I mean, you saw last week what happened versus Utah. Giannis. Wow, look at that. I'll take that. But I think you saw what happened last week, and they said, look, we could do the same thing. There's no reason we can't.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's see here.
They really screwed themselves, though. If they didn't give up those 2 late goals to Juventus, that could have been another 2, and maybe they'd only have to win this one by 3.
Yep, exactly. That was all these games. These things. Total goals.
Yeah, you had a 4-1 lead with 10 minutes to go. Like, you shouldn't have given up those 2 goals. You really could have put yourself in a much better position to win the group. But I still think they go for it today because, it's more important to a team like Benfica to win the group than PSG, because PSG, obviously they want to win the group because they're PSG, but even if they get by in second place, they have a good squad and they know that, we're trying to win the entire Champions League. We can go, we're going to go to the finals. That's the mindset. They think we're going to go to the finals and we can beat any team. So if we have to get matched up with the stronger team, we'll just kick them out of the tournament earlier. Benfica, on the other hand, yeah, they have the same mindset, but the players just, it's not as good. They come from a smaller league in Portugal. So if they have the chance to win the group, that really helps them out a lot, because then maybe they get like a Porto or Club Brugge. I forget who even won that group. It was just yesterday, but Porto won it, right? Yeah. So maybe they get Club Brugge in the next round versus having to go through the second seed and getting like a Man City. So I think it's a lot bigger and means more to Benfica winning the group.
Yes. Yeah, I just put my stuff in now. So yeah, I actually like that. DraftKings only lets you put it in 2.5, 3. Maccabi Haifa are no joke at home. Wouldn't surprise me to see a draw. They beat Juve, held PSG until the 70th minute. That was last week though. They lost 7-2, didn't they?
No, that was at home for PSG. The one he's talking about. I remember the match. PSG won
2-1,
3-1 in Haifa, and they took them a while to score those 3 goals. Yeah. I will say that. But then Juventus is just crap on the road. I wasn't expecting them to even win that game against Haifa. I think, I respect your opinion, Foxy, but at the same time, I think Benfica is also no joke. So just Foxy, just kind of this, there's no, just, they're going to go for it. There's no other,
just there's no save. Like they have a safety net. It's whatever. If they don't, they only win 1-0, or they draw, or if they draw 1-1, they lose, or they win 2-0. It doesn't matter. Like it's all the same result. They finish second. So if they go and they score 6 goals, all of a sudden maybe they have a chance to win the group. If PSG only wins by 1 goal or something like that. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Like I just personally like here. I think this team total, and if you think that, maybe you like the game. If you think Haifa, is going to score at home, maybe take the over as well. But I'm not picking Benfica to win the 0. I think, they could score. But I just like Benfica to go and score maybe 3 goals, 4 goals. So, give themselves a chance. If it's like 2 or 3-0 at halftime, they say, listen, let's just go for it, man. We'll score 10 goals. We'll try to do whatever. I'm not saying that they will, but, and if they lose, if they get beat 2-2, or if they're get counter-attacked because they're playing, wide open, then so be it. But, I think that offers you a pretty decent value today. But yes, no, I agree. This team has been pretty good at home, but I really, Benfica hasn't lost all year. I like this Benfica team a lot. This
just won 5-0 at home.
Yeah. Yep. Sporting, lost all those players and went head to head with those other teams in that group. So, and then the PSG game, obviously we haven't really talked about. You got, I think PSG wins here. Once again, total goals. They changed all this stuff. It drives me nuts. PSG 2.5 plus 195. But once again, too, like PSG basically knows. Look, if we just win the game 2-0, we're probably through as group winners. And if they have to turn it on, they have to turn it on. Well, once again, like the other thing too for PSG is like their league doesn't matter. Like, and it's they're going to win their league by whatever they want. Lens isn't beating them. Rennes not beating them. Lorient's not beating them. Marseille's already 12 points or 11 points behind. So like they'll win the league easily. So, I mean, they could kind of go through this game here. They could just put all their eggs. They play Lorient on the weekend, which is interesting because then they can open up a gap there. But I don't think they're in like half gear in a lot of those matches here. So I think this is the game they target and just go at it and say, listen, let's just close the group stage out. We'll win 3-0, 2-3-1, whatever it is. And I do like PSG. Once again, are you laying -1 here, which doesn't really, if they win by 1, doesn't really help you. Or are you laying -1.5 at plus 160? I don't know how you bet this.
Yeah, I don't know with this one because like I want to take PSG at the -1, but they only won 2-1 at home last time, and
Yep.
Juventus, as bad as they are, they play well at home, and we saw them in their last match. They were on the road in Portugal against Benfica, and even down 4-1, they had some pushback at the end there and made it a 4-3 match. So they're a sneaky team. If anything, I think there's probably going to be goals in this match, but yeah, I don't know if I want any part in the side.
I think I'd just rather take, Benfica. This Real Madrid game, I guess you got to bet a -1.5. Real Madrid -1.5. Benfica money line is plus 177. I think I'll probably take that. And maybe try to find another one by, I think just put that in there. How lucky were Spurs to win that group? Yeah, it's just I don't. To be honest, it's good. I hope Conti stays because I don't think they're that good. And they'll fluke their way to fifth or something like this. But you look at this table. They're only 3 points clear of United. United has a match in hand. United already has the win over Tottenham. They're only 2 points clear of Newcastle. Newcastle's only got the one loss. 5 clear of Chelsea. Chelsea got a match in hand. I don't think they're that good. I think they'll start to falter here. Huge game this weekend.
Against Liverpool.
Who's Tottenham's games to be confirmed? Tottenham play everybody. I think Tottenham got all their games in. United has Crystal Palace and Leeds. Yes, let's go. It's 6 points. Yeah, look, they played this Liverpool game. Liverpool struggled yesterday in that game. I don't care what anyone said that, they had to come out and smash them and they didn't score any goals until the final. We're in the death throes of this Liverpool run here. I think everybody kind of knew it. Started to predict. I think last year was that last gas push. They tried to push to get as many trophies as they can last year before the team blows up. Mane's already gone. Salah's getting old. Van Dijk is washed. Trent can't defend.
Klopp is becoming just like, we can't compete with the worst team in the league because they have money.
He complains. He looks like that shipman guy.
Just uninterested in the squad, it seems. Yeah. Like, I can't buy players. You guys suck. We can't compete.
Good call on Ajax and Barcelona. Napoli was in it to the 85th minute. Yeah, look, they had the goal disallowed, Bill. I think, if they scored that goal and go up 1-0, Liverpool probably quits. And you probably get the over 1.5 for your team total, and they probably win the game as well. Just if they ever took a lead in that game, Liverpool would have been done. So they just kind of kept Liverpool in the game. Yeah, Ajax, Rangers is the worst team in the history of the league, and the second worst is Pilsen. They had the 0-6, and they had the -19, -20, so both terrible. I think, to me, that's why you got to hammer Real Madrid today at home, -1.5. They're going to win that game easily. And these other games, I just don't know. I think, what did I say? I think maybe take a shot on Zagreb at +800 for $10, $15. See if you can win that. Oh, how's it going, Pedro? Pedro, if you're following Pedro on Twitter, Pedro, make sure you drop your Twitter handle here so everybody can follow you, because the guy just all he does is win, and he does these cool videos on his Twitter page, so make sure you're following him. Bill, yeah, look, I think Benfica, Real Madrid, probably the two safest plays. You talked, Haifa has been decent at home. Probably AC Milan should win. But, I don't know. Real Madrid's down to -480 now. They're changing the lines as we speak because we're talking about it. They monitor our shows. I don't like, we talked about the Dortmund. Who knows who's going? Copenhagen's actually been very good at home. The draws. Chelsea, who knows who they're playing? Shakhtar, RB Leipzig. Shakhtar actually goes through with a win. And Shakhtar beat them 4-1. So they have to win, though, like 1-0, whatever. But Leipzig's pretty good. So probably stay away from that. Although, if you told me, I'm going to put $20 on Shakhtar to win, I wouldn't have a problem with that. City and Sevilla. I don't know how you bet that game, to be honest. Could be 1-0. I don't know.
City's been bad lately. I don't even want to touch them.
Yeah, if Haaland doesn't play, and he doesn't need to play, I don't.
You know what, though? Because I came so close with the Barcelona 4-1 score yesterday, we're going to take a shot on another here.
Okay, which game?
Give me AC Milan final score 4-0 at the plus 2,000.
Oh, 4-0. Let's see.
4-0 plus 2,000. Let's go.
Is it 2,000? How about that?
I think, like I said, I think it's one where, backs against the wall, they'll come to play. They're at home. They rested players in their loss to Torino. They didn't care.
Yeah, look, and minus 1.5 is plus 140 here ish. City all day. Yeah. Bill, they haven't actually, is Haaland playing? They haven't actually been very good in these games. Sevilla's been better since the league. They don't need the game at all. Standings. City's already won the group, so they haven't been in great form in any competition here. 2 draws here. They don't allow a lot of goals. Well, you got to, for this, you got to play, minus.
Haaland is out today.
Yeah, Haaland's out. You're playing -2 at plus 118, and you got to hope they win 3-0, which they could. But when you look at City's last, this form guide doesn't do me much here. 1-0, 0-0, 3-1 against Brighton, 1-0 against Liverpool, 0-0. So City's scored. City's been shut out 3 of the last 5 games, and the other game they only scored 1. So I don't know. City should win all day. I just don't know. If I could bet, I'd bet Pulisic to Mitch over 4.5 sitters. How many? If I could bet, I would bet how many times I got to watch Pulisic in a Volkswagen or all these other commercials, because he's in every commercial, man.
Is he really?
Oh my God, dude. You don't see it because you're not in America.
Yeah, we get like the Jonathan David commercials.
Diamonds, blah, 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 with the Volkswagen, blah, blah, blah. I don't even want to hear it, man. He stinks, bro. He stinks.
You shouldn't even be starting on Team USA.
There was a tweet the other day that said he was mad at Potter, and he was just he said "What up, dog?" or something like that. So it was funny. I don't know. I like Aronson. I think Aronson's better. I understand Pulisic is key to the team because somebody's got to do something, and he draws the attention from some of these other players. But Aronson's a better player to me. I know they play a little bit different positions, but
I've recently changed my mind on Team USA for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, after seeing the way England has played the last few things, and the fact that Southgate knows he's going to be gone after the World Cup, I take a shot on USA to win the group at plus 550, because I think they get a result from England, and then the other 2 teams, Wales, and I don't even remember what the other team is.
Iran.
So there you go, right? That could easily be 2 wins for USA and a draw with England. They could squeak out the group. I don't think they're going to go far, but I think
I think
England's great.
I think England will find a way to batter these teams.
Just like Tottenham found a way. Harry Kane will score that 99th.
But they won't get. They'll lose to France in the quarterfinals if they don't. There's a reason why every Chelsea manager ends up having Pulisic as a sub. Yeah, you should go back to Dortmund, man. Go play these guys. I understand, they bring them into these clubs because they're American. They want the audience, all this stuff. But and they want it. If Pulisic, wants more money, but so you made some money now. Just go back to a league where you can like play well, man. He was good in the Bundesliga as a young player too. Plus, he's always hurt, man. He's like a sick note, man. He's got bad hammies. He's got bad groin. Like he's always hurt. Like you never play and you're always hurt, man.
I know he never plays. He's always the sub.
He says England and Iran are qualifying. It's an interesting. I think we taped our. We'll have the World Cup preview on picks and parlays, I believe, starting. Let's see, what's today's date?
Interesting. Iran. You really think Iran is a strong?
They're highly ranked, by the way. I mean, not that those rankings mean anything. So on picks and parlays, starting on Monday the 14th. Oh my gosh. 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. We'll be dropping 2 episodes a day. Yeah, so it's interesting. Anyway, so they could qualify, but my partner getting all these texts from people asking for plays. Kyle Franco for the show. He thinks Iran could actually get through that, and they could be an upset.
Interesting. I think they could get through just based off the fact that the group is weak. Like, there's a lot of areas between England, USA, and Wales. Like, any one of them could slip up. But I don't know if I necessarily agree with Iran being a strong team. I think there's better teams from that area of the world. Saudi Arabia, for one, I think they have a very good defense. So,
yep.
I don't know. Depends. That's how those teams are going to play defensively, though. That's the thing, right? Like, I don't see a lot of scoring power, but there's very, very good defense. I will say that they don't give up many goals.
That's right. All right. So, are you still going to be on another channel? Yeah, Bill. It's at the bottom. Are you still going to be on the other channel? Yes, we start probably Monday with all kinds. We're building it up. It's going to be here. Cabo Sports Network's Facebook page, so you can find it on Cabo Sports Network's Facebook. It's going to be here. I always got to sign in, man. I always got to sign in. It's like crazy. Let me see if I can open this here. It's going to be here. Every time I open it play some video. It's driving me nuts. Let's see. So it's going to be here. And there's going to be a thing right at the top. It's going to have live streams and stuff like that. So we'll have different kind of content, college basketball, football, soccer, all stuff. So yeah, should be cool. And I'll give you more information on that on the weekend. So okay, so that's it for today. We have we'll be back tonight, I believe, at 9:00. Depends on my tutoring schedule here. I think it's gonna be 9:15. So check out our show tonight for tomorrow's. Bill, it's gonna be all different times of day. To be honest, I think with college stuff, maybe it's gonna be a little later, heading into the games for the night. So I think later in the afternoon, I think we're going to start to do some stuff into the evening. So, and if anybody here wants a show, just let me know. We'll get you on. You can do whatever you want. Talk about cricket if you want. But all right. So we'll be back tonight. So tune in tonight around 9:00. Get your notifications on when we go live so you can see that. And we'll talk about all the games tomorrow. And maybe the NFL game. Maybe. The Eagles, Texans. If the Eagles should win that by about 100. But
yeah, 44-10.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you tomorrow.